Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It is the 7th of November. I am Thomas. This is Ian, and we are here to cover the FA Cup first round match between Oxford United and Bristol Rovers. Now, due to some, let's say, BBC bullshit, we were unable to watch this, so Ian has been following it on the radio. I have seen the goals. We know most of what's happened, so we're going to talk you through the game. But before I do, just please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. Now, Ian, pre-match, Big Karl talked about putting a strong lineup out there, about taking it seriously. Did you appreciate the side that he put out there to play the Rovers?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I couldn't really argue with it. There's, I think, Herbie Kane a slight knock, so he wasn't risked. So they played Goran, holding role, and Marcus McGuane needs game time, so it's good that he played. And I think Nathan Holland might have been slightly struggling as well. So no real surprises for me. The usual thing is obviously, we don't know how long Jack Stevens is going to be out with this glandular fever, so Eastwood carries on in goal. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought it'd be any other way, really, Tom. I thought Robinson would play a strong lineup.
Let's work our way through the game, Ian. Talk to me about the first half.
Pretty good game, pretty good start from Oxford. What we've come to expect, they're pretty good starters in games, and they created quite a few chances. And we've seen this a lot recently, and we've seen it in cup games in the Pizza World Championship where we played lesser size in the league below, or Spurs is kids team, where we take the lead early and then we just sort of seem to get complacent and give away a goal. And that did happen. That was the story of the first half, where we were seemingly in control of the game. A very good goal from Matt Taylor, very good crossfield, good ball from Brannigan to Sykes. I believe it might not have been, who squared it over to Taylor to tap in. And very good restraint from Matt Taylor to not run to the Bristol Rovers fans and celebrate in front of them, because that surely would have got booked for that. And but
Yes.
Oxford, guilty of not converting chances. And for a lot of the first half, I was trying to search for a dodgy stream showing around the world, so I was kind of half paying attention to it, half not. And but Bristol Rovers have got no strikers, so you thought, oh, great, nice, easy afternoon for Oxford. They won't be able to score a goal. And lo and behold, Oxford find a way to let them score a goal. The ball that's drifted over, they can't clear it. It's a lovely finish from Finlay, but from an Oxford point of view, you would
Totally
say,
unmarked.
yeah, you'd say it's avoidable. There's players back there. Why is no one marking him? And just from Oxford being very complacent, but well played, Bristol Rovers, we go in 1-1 at half time. And I must say, I think Matt Taylor was niggly as hell in this game. He got booked in the first half. He rode the line of getting sent off. And it's one of those things where you were thinking, should you take him off at half time? Because you run the risk of losing him for league games if he gets another yellow card. But they didn't. And he showed restraint in the second half, thankfully. And but we did go in at 1-1 in this one, Thomas.
And at 1-1, you feel like Oxford's a better side. We know Bristol are division down, and they're managed by Joey Barton, so they cannot be trusted in any way, shape, or form. Come out in the second half. Come out in the second half.
Very Bristolian of you there.
Very Bristolian. And it's Matt Taylor who lays the assist into Marcus McGuane for the go-ahead goal in the 51st minute.
Great goal, and Oxford played really well for large parts of this second half. But apart from a sloppy first minute or so of the second half, Oxford controlled this second half, and it's the usual bloody story I say every single week. We cannot convert our chances, but we did convert this one. And yeah, it was a lovely ball by Taylor and a lovely finish by Marcus McGuane. And he, from what we saw of him last season, I thought he looked good and he got better the more games he played. Very a midfielder that likes to drive through midfield. It like what he scored the goal. Very powerful player, likes to go past people, and if he can add goals, then he will be a very useful asset to Oxford United. He just needs a bit more game time because he was a bit wayward, other than the goal. But the goal was a lovely finish.
What happens after that, Ian? There's 30 minutes to play. Who's in charge until the 87th minute?
I mean,
because it looked like Oxford to me.
How we haven't scored more goals in this game is just frustrating for everybody. It's it's cost us points this season. Is it going to cost us a run in the FA Cup? It might well do. Gavin White missed from 3 or 4 yards of a header. I don't know how he's done it. Their goalkeepers made a number of brilliant saves. There's the first one from Brannigan where he's lobbed him from like 50, 60 yards and he's got back to make the save. There's one where Taylor's like tried to chip him as well, which I don't think he did make the save, but it hit the post. But he did make a save from Sykes. He made saves from countless other shots that Oxford had as well. And it just sounded like it sounded like the third goal would come because it sounded like it was all Oxford. But then when Oxford then make changes, you're bloody nervous going into that final 10 minutes.
Belshaw was incredible in this. He had a hell of a game. Oxford outpossessed the opponent. They outshot them. They did everything they could do to win. But then in the 87th minute, it's just a bit of a blind kick, isn't it? He just hasn't checked his shoulder in the box and just floors the Bristol guy. It wasn't on purpose, but
I mean, you don't kill the game off and you run the risk of something stupid happen or a mistake happen. And if Oxford are 3-1 up or 4-1 up, that is an afterthought because it's only a consolation goal. But yeah, Bristol Rovers did get up a bit of a head of steam and started to come into it more, certainly with Oxford changing. The subs did disjoint Oxford a bit and they never really settled into a good shape. And they were a bit too loose. And Jamie Hanson, I think when he came from Derby to Oxford, I think his journey on the motorway, he must have like ran over a full bag of like black cats because he's had no luck ever since coming to Oxford. We saw him get sent off, didn't we, against Newport? Yeah. He's had injury after injury. Every single one of his mistakes seems to count against him, like with a goal. And this was, him giving away the penalty. And I think it was Ellis, who got that second goal. Evans, sorry, who just put, very, very, very confident penalty. And, well done to Bristol Rovers, really. They stayed in the game. They fought hard for it. I thought in the first half they played really well and they really pushed Oxford back and deserved the equaliser. They rode their luck a bit in the second half, but, full credit to them. They came and they definitely gave it a go, and from their point of view, they earned that replay.
Yeah, I mean they were set up well. They set up in a 3-5-2 from what I can see. They tried to outman Oxford in the middle of the park, so there'd be more players there, and then use the width available to them. And it's the classic lineup a lower league team puts out against the big side, especially the big side for them. Oxford going to the 4-3-3.
That is what they've been playing a bit as late as well. And I think Barton's kind of stumbled upon a formation really. They did it against Harrogate and they won 1-0, so he's kind of stuck to that. But I mean, for a side that have literally got no strikers, I thought they did play well and created chances, and probably a side that shouldn't be struggling down the bottom of League Two. But at least we can go back after this FA Cup tie to laughing at Joey Barton every week, Tom.
That we can. So a replay, something probably neither side wanted. Bristol are having a tough time down in League Two. Oxford are trying to make a playoff run, and League Two and League One sides don't need extra games given to them, do they? Like, that's not what they're looking for.
They don't, but I don't think it's the disaster that everybody paints it out as a disaster. I'm not saying we are, but you hear it on every. Oh, that's the last thing that teams need. It's like, well, somebody might play, someone like Adji might play, score a couple of goals, and all of a sudden he's in form. Someone like Billy Bowden might get a good game time. It's another chance for McGuane to get some game time. It's another chance for Hanson to make another mistake and give away a goal. But look, I think that it's one of those things. Joey Barton and Robinson are good friends, but I think that Joey Barton is has a system of getting good results against Robinson's side. We struggled to beat his Fleetwood side, and we struggled again today against a side that's just tried to be a bit physical, tried to push us about a bit, and for whatever reason, he seems to be quite comfortable about getting results against Karl Robinson's team. Just on Hanson, I mean, is this not a player we maybe should have not forced out, but tried to get rid of in the summer? He's never played more than like a handful of games. I know he's been injured and he's had bad luck, and there's some credit to Oxford for sticking by him. Was a guy we paid money for, and he is still a young man. But does anybody really see him progressing in this Oxford side? I mean, we're a top half League One team pushing for playoffs or more. Is Jamie Hanson really going to be able to come in and make much of a difference? I'm not sure. I think for him, he would have been better off playing in a lower side and getting more game time. It's a replay that's in the middle of a really tough run of fixtures for Oxford as well. I mean, we play the real crunch sides in League One, a few of them in November, like Ipswich, like Wigan, for example. And it's a game that, yeah, we probably could have done without just because we were winning 2-1 with 5 or so minutes to go. But, you know, once it did go to 2-1, we had chances again, and their keeper made a good save at the end from Elliot Moore. So what can you do? We can just enjoy the fact that we get another Tuesday of watching an Oxford game. And as Oxford fans, we should be bloody delighted that we get more Oxford content to talk about. And from a channel's point of view, delighted that we get to put another video out about Oxford Bristol Rovers.
And after all of that good news, I'm going to thank Ian for joining me today to talk about this game. If you guys enjoy this channel and really, really like it and want to support us, please jump onto Patreon. Thank you to some of our bigger Patreons like Grandstand Betters, Christina Allen, Robert Allen.
And our new Patreon, Thomas, and our new Patreon.
Who is it?
Get Stephen Ridgely, who's been making predictions in our League One and Premier League, and he supported us on Patreon. So thank you very much for joining the Very Biased Opinions. And I'm going to get down with the kids now. Fam.
And on that bombshell.
No, we've got more exciting news. Talk about the exciting news. Man, VBO's an afterthought for this kid. He forgets everything. What are we doing next week?
Oh, we might be live streaming next week. Well, it all depends on what the BBC/Sky do. They've already tanked us once. They could tank us again.
You just hear a little, like a mouse pushing a pebble in the back room, and it distracts you, and you forget everything.
We will be live streaming together in the same room, a follow along for Oxford United versus Ipswich, a huge game for both teams. Ipswich at the very top of the table, Oxford pushing into the promotion spot. Please join us.
They're not, they're fucking mid-table. Oxford are above them.
Well, for how long though, Ian? For how long?
Terrible. It doesn't matter where that stream will come from. It could be iFollow. It could be somewhere in the middle of Kazakhstan. We will find it and we will follow along to it. And after that, the week after that, I'm going to Wigan.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to Wigan, Oxford, and I've never been to the DW, so that should be a good one as well.
Amazing. Ian, any more news you'd like to end this on? Because I don't think I'm in control anymore.
There's no Premier League predictions next week because of international football, but there'll be a League One predictions, and so stick around for that one. It'll probably come out Wednesday or Thursday. And and other than that, just get hype for the live stream that hopefully 90%, dropping by the minute, 89, 88, 87, 86, will be going ahead next Saturday.
And interestingly, I'm going to end this on a real weird note. Follow Grandstand Betters. They're a good website, and they do a lot of good things with us. And they bought me this dope-ass hat.